Fire Dakota Johnson shocks. I like Jamie Dornan more than Christian Grey. The secret behind 50 Shades is finally revealed. Prologue, a statement that shakes Hollywood tornado. Hollywood has witnessed countless confessions, scandals, and shocking moments. But never before has a statement silenced the entire film industry like this. Dakota Johnson sat before the cameras, without a glamorous dress or dazzling lights. Just her, calm, composed, and completely unflinching. She said, "I like Jamie Dornan more than Christian Grey." The apartment fell silent. Not because the statement was provocative, but because it was so true. And since the resolution, a question has echoed throughout Hollywood. Right finger, if Christian Grey is just a character, then what is Jamie Dornan? Part 1. When a character is no longer enough face mask. For years, Christian Grey has been an icon. A character that generated millions of viewers, sparking debate, even mental anguish. But Dakota Johnson always knew one thing. Christian Grey doesn't exist when the cameras are off. Christian is written by a text. Christian is built by light, camera angles, music. And Jamie Dornan is different. Dakota remembers the first day they met. Not an audition. Not a script reading. But the quiet moment before saying anything. Jamie walked into the room, the bathroom, calm, breathing. He didn't look anything like Christian Grey, the dominant, controlling, cold man. Dakota thought to herself, "This man doesn't resemble the character at all." And that very thing changed everything. Part 2, chemistry not from the script. Fire. When 50 Shades of Grey began filming, the pressure was immense on both of them. Bullseye, a scandalous film. Right finger, a fandom focused on clitoral training. Right finger, a sensitive topic. Dakota knew that without absolute conviction, the film would fail. Jamie wasn't trying to project power like Christian. He asked Dakota many questions. "Are you okay with this? Do you want to change anything? We can stop anytime." Dakota was used to her fellow forum members, playing strong roles. But Jamie was different. He listened. And it was that listening that created chemistry that couldn't be written down. When Christian Grey held Anastasia Steele's hand on screen, the audience saw the usefulness. But Dakota felt safe. And she realized, Christian Grey can be seductive. But Jamie Dornan lets me be myself. Part 3, the gap between role and person. Black Heart. Christian Grey is a dream. Jamie Dornan is reality. Dakota once told her best friend, "Christian is attractive, Jamie is human." During tiring filming days, Dakota found Jamie sitting alone, reading, away from the noise. He wasn't taking advantage of the caption. He wasn't trying to become a Hollywood sex symbol. He just wanted to do a good job and go home. That created Dakota's inner turmoil. Because Christian Grey always wanted to be in control. And Jamie Dornan relinquished control. This setup made Dakota begin to wonder. Right finger, did 50 Shades' success come from the characters, or from the people behind them? Part 4, scenes not in the film. Clapperboard. There were moments of resolution that the camera didn't capture. Once, after a difficult scene, Dakota burst into tears in the makeup room. Not because the scene was difficult, because of the pressure. Jamie said nothing. He only offered her a cup of tea. "Take your time," he said. No Christian Grey ever did. Dakota remembers that resolution moment very clearly. No music. No bright visuals. Just one person caring about another. And it was those small, poignant moments that built the foundation for the film's success. Not a hot alert. Not a talk. But trust. Part 5, Why was 50 Shades successful? Magnifying glass. When 50 Shades came out, critics were divided. Fiercely. But let's assume it wasn't. They felt what it really was. Dakota acknowledged this after this. People don't love Christian Grey. They love this connection. That connection didn't come from BDSM. It couldn't get from consent. It came from the silences between Jamie and Dakota. Unresolved glances. Resolved moments that lasted longer than necessary. And Dakota knew it well. If Jamie Dornan wasn't the one standing before her, 50 Shades would just be a controversial film, nothing more. Part 6, When Dakota Chooses to Speak Fire. For years, Dakota avoided comparing Jamie and Christian, because she knew the answer would be confusing. But at a certain point, silence was no longer neutral. When asked, "Do you like Christian Grey?" Dakota smiled, then said slowly, "Christianity is a character. Jamie is the reason this character is successful." And then she said something that shook Hollywood. "I like Jamie Dornan more than Christian Grey. Not because of love. Not a scandal. But because of his real career." Part 7, Jamie Dornan, the man WHO never wanted to become a legend ice. Jamie Dornan never wanted to Dakota. "I don't want people to mistake me for him." And Dakota understood that. It's precisely because Jamie isn't trying to be Christian that he makes Christian believable. Christian Grey on screen can control everything. But Jamie in real life knows when to step back. That's what makes Dakota respect him, more than any fictional character. Part 8, Fans finally understand Hart. After Dakota's confession, fans started looking back at everything. Movie camera old footage. Camera with flash behind the scenes fix moments. Mike the evasive interview. And they realized. Right finger Christian Grey couldn't exist without Jamie Dornan. Fans wrote, "We love Christian. But we trust Jamie. And perhaps, that's the real reason for its success." Part 9, Dakota and I, This Isn't Love Heartbreak. Dakota states, "This isn't about romance. This is about respect." She doesn't deny the feelings. But she also doesn't turn it into a love story. What Dakota wants to say is, there are films that succeed because of their scripts. There are films that succeed because of their publications. And there are films that succeed because of the people behind the camera. 50 Shades belongs to the third category. Part 10, The Truly Great Legacy of 50 Shades sparkles. Years later, when 50 Shades is mentioned, Dakota no longer thinks of Christian Grey the first time. She thought, midnight conversations. Scenes requiring absolute trust. A forum member who never crosses the line. And she laughed. Christian Grey is the fantasy. Jamie Dornan is the foundation. Epilogue, the final truth has been spoken. Sunrise. Dakota Johnson's statement doesn't break the icon. It puts everything in the right place. Christian Grey remains the iconic image. But Jamie Dornan is the reason that icon exists. And when Dakota says, "I like Jamie Dornan more than Christian Grey," she's not denying the forum. She's just celebrating the people. Sparkles because ultimately, cinema isn't made of characters. Sparkles but of people capable of truly living in every scene.